Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about DaBaby. Now, DaBaby has been a highly controversial artist the last couple of months, man. Before then, he was beloved by the industry. He was one of the rap/pop darlings of the new school coming into age, and it was all good. Then the Rolling Loud situation happened. Then a whole bunch of other things came to light and happened after that, and it's been all bad since then. Well, recently, a video surfaced of DaBaby and his entourage allegedly giving a dude the beats, man. And I feel like I'm doing this video again because I swear there's been times in the past where we've talked about DaBaby's entourage actually putting hands or allegedly putting hands on people, and man, it was all bad then. Now this time, it looks like, man, this is some CCTV footage that they dug up, and I don't know how this is going to be held up against DaBaby, but according to this story from The Sun, it looks pretty wild, man. Now, it goes on for a while, so we're going to go over the coverage, and we're going to talk about this story, but before we do all that, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's talk about DaBaby. And let's talk about this footage that just surfaced online today, man. And it's allegedly of DaBaby and his crew giving somebody the beat down. Now, I can't say DaBaby, but definitely it shows somebody from his crew. It looks like there was some type of issue because you can see them before and after in so many of the pictures. Now, I'm not saying that they were giving dude the beats and this is somehow related to DaBaby. I'm just saying they were all in the same vicinity. Let's keep it funky, man. Now, the story that I'm going to be reading is from the U.S. Sun, and basically it says this, man. The headline says, DaBaby beat down. DaBaby's entourage beats fan who asked rapper for a handshake outside strip club in brutal assault caught on CCTV. Now, for those of you who might be scratching your head, you're like, who's CC? Not CCTV. Now, CCTV are those cameras that you see outside of office buildings, that you see outside of banks, that you see outside of businesses that are always running, man. It's always running and it's always backed up, and the footage has been used to solve many a crime in the past. Well, this time it looks like somebody was perusing through the footage and found DaBaby and his entourage allegedly getting into the fisticuffs with some dude or somebody they're classifying in this story as a fan. Now, the story goes on to say this. It says, a fan who approached DaBaby asking for a handshake outside a strip club was beaten by a gang of men associated with the rapper in a brutal assault caught on CCTV earlier this year. So that means this isn't something that happened just this weekend. So we can at least have faith in DaBaby's decision making as far as that is concerned. Like, he's not trying to compound the situation, it looks like, right? But it looks like whenever this happened, it goes with a lot of the stuff we've seen in the past with DaBaby. We've seen DaBaby in scuffles before, allegedly. We've seen DaBaby, in his team looking like they've been at it with people in Miami. Remember the whole Miami situation, which went wild. Now this time it's some fan that they're saying just ask for a handshake. Now that sounds innocent. And it might be a way of framing this to make the guy sound like he was innocent. But when he went to ask for the handshake, you don't know what he could have said. He could have said, hey, DaBaby, man, can I get a handshake? And called him out his name. Now, I ain't shooting DaBaby no bail. I just want to make sure we play it fair in the middle in this situation. Now, the story continues by saying the 29-year-old rock star rapper reportedly visited the club that evening to celebrate a friend's birthday. CCTV shows a man approaching the star who features on Kanye West's new release, appearing to reach out his hand and talk to the rapper. Onlookers said the man was a fan who wanted to congratulate the rapper, wearing a light blue shirt in the footage, but was chased off by large men who accompanied him. Now, they're saying that the dude reached out. He was in a blue shirt. He said, hey, DaBaby, and just, wanted to congratulate him and ended up getting chased off by some large dudes. You know what I mean? Now, we've seen DaBaby in action before. And remember, his temper used to be the best. There's been club footage where, it looked a little wild for DaBaby. Now, it looks like DaBaby wasn't the one who chased after dude. It was the people who were with him. You know what I mean? It even says that in the story here. Now, it continues by saying, they follow the man who is walking away, and DaBaby can be seen walking with them before stepping away into an SUV just seconds before the fan is floored by a punch. Now let's actually look at that footage, man. And if you look at the footage right here, you can see dude getting chased off. It looks like somebody throwing the ones and twos, backing them up against something. Now, come on, man. Let's be real. Do we really think all this happened because this dude went up to the baby and said, hey, man, I love your new album. You're doing great, yo. Congratulations, man. Now, come on, man. Why in the world would be the reaction? Because I'm sure the baby, I know, man, he has a short temper and he's shown in the past that he be tripping, you know what I mean? But what in the world would make his whole entourage go after dude just for congratulating him? I mean, nobody, they would at least give him a warning and say, hey, man, get up out of here. Why would they just jump on dude just like that? You know what I mean? Because in the video footage, it's obviously multiple people running at this dude. Now, I'm not 100% sure this is the baby's entourage or they were with the baby, but that's what the story is saying, and you can see what we see for ourselves here. Now, another part of this footage is this right here, man, and in this, it says second fight. According to witnesses, the same crew were involved in a second fight in the same park with another fan after he attempted to break up the first brawl. A video of that fight shows some of the men later fleeing the scene. Both punch-ups took place behind La Vida Club in Los Angeles, California. Now, the story goes on to say that they've tried to reach out to the baby's team and they have got no response, man. So nobody is talking to them. Now, it also says in the story that onlookers said both men were left with lumped up faces. The baby, or Jonathan Lindell Kirk, does not appear to be actively involved in either fight. Remember that point right there, because this is going to run out of control. This footage is going to be everywhere, man, and they're going to say the baby was the one throwing the fisticuffs when it looks like it was his entourage, maybe, you know what I mean? Or somebody who's affiliated with him or associated with him. Now, it also says the 29-year-old star has recently been criticized because of the Rolling Loud situation. And then they talk about how the situation escalated. They said an onlooker speculated that the fight happened because the baby has that persona where he doesn't want to be involved with anything without his permission. They described an incident prior to the brawl where the baby asked one of his security detail to check the pictures the onlooker had taken on their phone. The onlooker added, the fan was simply that, just a fan who wanted to shake his hand, and the situation was escalated because the guy was a little bit drunk and belligerent. Now stop right there. They shoot him some bail. Now if he showed up to him drunk and belligerent, that means that, you know, things could have went out of hand. Now I'm not sure if they're saying that the baby was drunk or belligerent, but they did say that he was on cue and told his security to check that footage that the dude just took or the pictures and everything because he's just trying to check and make sure everything's all good. Like I said, let's be fair for a second here, man. I know the baby, you know, he's on the outs with the hip-hop community and music community. I get it. But, man, we got to read this story for what it is and not what we want it to be. Now, it says, in quotes, the baby said something and made gestures before he went inside the SUV for his goons to handle the situation forcibly. The onlooker claimed based on the CCTV footage. Now, this person is basically saying that the baby sent the signal. Like he was a mafia boss or something, was like, hey, man, you know, told him to get him without having to get him. You know, that's what I read this as saying, you know, allegedly, right? Now, it finishes by saying the club had been renamed Candyland for the event that night, and the main entrance was through the car park behind the venue. Now, they say lumped up face. The onlooker said club goers approached the first beaten fan after the baby and his crew had left. He said that the man didn't understand why he was treated so bad when it was clear he was harmless and just wanted to praise the baby. The beat man also said that the entourage grabbed his gold chain necklace and threw it over a fence during the scuffle, according to the onlookers. The other male who was beaten had lumped face and sustained more severe injuries, according to the eyewitnesses. Now, with all this, man, with everything that's been going on with the baby and his crew, man, it seems like maybe they were out there doing a little too much, man. Because if this is for real, one dude was just trying to break up the fight after one dude already got beat up. You don't need all that drama, man. You got the paper. You got the fame. There's no need to invite all this negative energy, man. But it seems like, man, all these things are starting to rear its ugly head, and all that energy is coming back on the baby right now. And I'm not saying I wish that for him. And man, probably he'll be able to make his way out of this somehow, or do the proper respects and apologies or whatever he needs to do for his career to continue. But I'm not sure if that's possible. But stories like this keep popping up, and I'm not sure if that's good for the baby in the long haul. Even though we do like the rah-rah, we do like the cats who be in the streets, who really about that, the dudes who are in the field and really rapping in there in the field, we like that. But when you're at the level the baby was on, where you're at that pop star, rock star level for real, like you're at that rap star level for real, man, you just don't want to throw that away. And that's just some words of wisdom. Now, with that, what do you guys think, man? Do you think the baby situation here is a nothing burger because it wasn't directly him or him directly involved? Or do you feel all these situations popping up, especially since it's involving his entourage, says something about him and maybe the company that he keeps, and maybe about his professionalism as an artist? Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.